I went to a gardening store in California, and they had a little display displaying seeds for native plants. So I bought this one. They are calling it Sticky Curly Cup, and the scientific name is Grindelia Squarrosa. So, a few years ago, I was watching a video where somebody was showing the difference between Grindelia Squarrosa and Grindelia stricta, and I wrote down the name of this plant on this piece of paper. This is my dusty piece of paper from 2 or 3 years ago. And I also wrote down what they were calling it as a common name, curly cup gumweed, at the time. So recently when I was in Los Angeles, I saw the one that is probably the stricta. It might have been this one. I'm pretty sure it was the stricta, though. And it seemed to be like one of the predominant weeds growing in cracks in the city of Los Angeles' sidewalks. And in some places there were such thick patches of it, it was like cracking the sidewalk, which I took videos of. So, when I saw the little native ideals wildflower plant display, and I saw this, I said, that is the one that I'm buying. I'm buying one plant seed package, I'm going to buy this. I have planted some seeds, not in the ground, but in little tiny pots. And see, they were $4. But then they accidentally overcharged my boyfriend for just over $4, and they offered to refund his money, but they were like messing around with the cash register. Our car was running, and I said, can't you just give me like one more of those $4 native wildflower seed packets instead of like bothering to refund the money? Just give me a $4 seed packet and keep the change, because it was like $4 and some change they owed him. So I picked out this. I am showing you these seed packets because these are both awesome plants. With that said, there are reasons that you should use caution growing both of them. So the plant they're calling Sticky Curly Cup, or Curly Cup Gumweed, as many other people have called it previously, is in the Asteraceae family, which is the dandelion family, and it actually can grow in places that dandelions can't grow, because dandelions like a more moist environment, which is why I saw like 100 of these or their relative for every like one dandelion I saw in Los Angeles in the sidewalks. So potentially invasive, but you can make a tea out of it and use the leaves in cooking. You can look it up. There are very few videos and web pages with information about this plant, but you can look it up and get some information. This one could potentially be easily confused with a deadly plant. So if you plant it, just make sure you know that you're planting it in an area that you know what the other things growing are, and that you know what you're harvesting. I said on the internet it could be confused with Death Camus. And this one is native to my part of the country, and so is this one supposedly. All of their seed packages tell you to sprinkle them onto bare ground and not cover them, and not to water them, or many of them tell you not to water them. This one says to keep it damp. This one says not to water it, but I just like planted them and watered them like normal seeds. Well, actually I planted this one. I didn't plant this one yet. Isn't that just interesting? They had like maybe like 20 different seed packages or so. And it was all stuff like this, like stuff that somebody could walk up and say, oh, that looks like an interesting plant. and it's a native wildflower, and I'm going to just plant it not knowing what it is. So these are cool ones, but ones that you should be careful planting, because you wouldn't want this one taking over your lawn or sidewalk, and you wouldn't want to confuse this one with a different kind of camas. That might be dangerous. Isn't that interesting? There they are. They're the seeds. Like, tell me in the comment section of this video if you saw these like at like a gardening store and you wanted to plant a few flowers. Would you buy these seeds? I want to say something about the sticky curly cup. This stuff is so sticky that it's like stickier than like a marijuana or a tobacco plant. And if you've ever touched a marijuana or a tobacco plant, you know what I mean. You touch this stuff, you're going to be washing your hands with dish soap for 5 minutes. It is a beautiful plant. It kind of looks like a dandelion with multiple flowers and sticky leaves. Like multiple flowers like on one stalk, not just like a single stalk like dandelions have. It looks like a sticky giant dandelion. And also, before you buy this, make sure it's not growing in your neighbor's yard or something. Not trying to spray it with Roundup and get rid of it or something. Like, that's why I make videos about these plants that I like, but kind of like questioning people about buying them, because you could literally buy something that your husband is like spraying Roundup on, trying to kill in your yard, from one of these seed companies or at our local farmer's market. It's kind of funny, but it's kind of not, so I'm warning you. Cool plant. Just, Google everything before you decide to buy it. If you don't know what it is, think it looks cool, before you decide to buy it, Google it.